Representative Carolyn McCarthy and Senator Frank Lautenberg still view the tragedy in Tucson as a green light to bring their gun control agenda out of hibernation. They now tell us that a ban on so-called large-capacity ammunition feeding devices, or magazines, is a small sacrifice for gun owners to make. But that is the same victim mentality that has led to the restrictive and invasive civilian disarmament laws that we now live with. McCarthy smugly thinks she settles the issue with her oft-repeated comment, "Who needs a large-capacity magazine?" Well, setting aside for a moment that her question ignores the issue of Congress' constitutional authority, what about regular Americans who face multiple attackers, such as the Korean merchants during the LA riots of 1992, or a man in Long Island who was forced to defend his family from 20 MS-13 gang members? And McCarthy also ignores the data that showed no gun control measure has ever reduced crime or prevented criminals from getting their hands on firearms. To the contrary, gun control laws only turn law-abiding citizens into mandatory victims. Instead, maybe we should follow the advice of Joe Zamudio, one of the witnesses who rushed to subdue the shooter in Tucson. When asked how he felt about the gun laws in Arizona, he replied,
"You know, I carry a gun everywhere I go, sir. Honestly, I believe that you can make as many laws as you want. People who want guns are going to get them. You know, laws aren't made for us, they're made for criminals. And criminals can get guns any way they want. So you can make as many laws as you want, and it's not going to stop anybody. They can bring it across the border from Mexico. You can get an old one that's not registered. You can steal one. You buy it out of a trunk. There's no shortage of firearms. That's not the solution. The solution is helping people, taking care of people. You know, not leaving these lone wolf gunmen out to be lone wolves. I mean, he shouldn't be in a situation where he's so alone that this is his only solution. I think that our answer is to help people and not to argue over whether or not we're allowed to own guns. We live in America and we're allowed to own guns. It's not an option.
But our utopian-minded representatives cannot grasp the obvious. McCarthy, Lautenberg, and their allies would have us believe that the thousands of existing state and federal firearms laws just don't go far enough. They would also have us believe that the only people opposed to civilian disarmament are senseless American gun owners. But who truly holds the extreme ideology here? Are gun owners extreme for believing that people should be free to exercise their natural right to defend themselves? Or is it the politicians in Washington who ask for blind trust and submission in matters regarding personal safety who are the real extremists? Statist politicians seem outraged when their promised cradle-to-grave protection fails, yet they ask us to walk around unprotected. To those even remotely familiar with original intent and natural rights, their arguments are complete, unconstitutional nonsense. Gun owners of America will be fighting this unconstitutional magazine ban, as well as other anti-gun bills that are being introduced in Washington. Please visit gunowners.org for the latest information, and please be sure to sign up for a free email alert.